Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Jamera and I'm a 20-something-year-old social media manager living in Philadelphia. This channel is really about my life, travel, and sharing things that I'm really passionate about. For the month of December, I'm doing a weekly Vlogmas, but I wanted to interject some of those videos with holiday themed, other fun video in between that time. So today I am going to be talking about my top 10 best holiday movies. I really love this season, the holiday season, Halloween, all of that stuff. It just makes me feel really nostalgic for my childhood. I have my warm tea, which in a perfect world would be hot chocolate, but I don't have that right now. My warm chamomile ginger tea and some delicious cinnamon brown sugar cookies that I made today. So grab a tea, grab a hot beverage, and join me. The first movie, number 10, starting from number 10, is The Polar Express. Honestly, I'm only interested in this movie so much because Tom Hanks. I love Tom Hanks, so anything that he's in, sign me up for. It's going to be charming, it's going to be fun, and especially this movie, I think it's all of those things. To me, I feel like The Polar Express is a long one, but I love the adventure of the film, as well as like the animation and the cinematography is just really gorgeous. The ninth movie is definitely transitional, which is
Sandy Claus in person.
The Nightmare Before Christmas. I love that movie as a child, and I think it's a really interesting film even in like as an adult. If you have not seen The Nightmare Before Christmas, then you know it's like perfect for Halloween and the holidays. It's such a great movie. Tim Burton is an icon. Love the imagery, and I love Jack's attempt to switch things up in that film. Number 8 is
Who the heck are you? What are you talking about? I'm Santa Claus.
Elf. Elf is such a cute film, and I love Will Ferrell in this movie because he's a grown man in an elf costume in New York City. And I think just like the outrageousness of it all is just such a great family film. It's cute, it's memorable, and it's also very cheesy. So that's why it's number 8. And also, I'm a New York City girl, so a lot of things that are happening in New York, I'm here for it. Number 7. Happiest Season. Okay, so this is a new film. So the fact that this is making like the best holiday movies is, I could say, a bit of a stretch. But when have you ever seen a gay rom-com? Like a gay holiday rom-com, like how have we been living without seeing a movie like this? So I really love this movie. It just came out. And I think it provides a really great perspective for people who aren't queer, who don't have the experience of, you know, coming out to their family. And I think that it touches on like real world issues and real life experiences, and I think that's really great to see that captured in film. And it's still a great holiday movie. It's still filled with love. It's funny. Dan Levy is great in the film, and I definitely feel like it's deserved its spot. I don't really love a lot of recent modern holiday films, but I feel like Happiest Season does a good job, and it's made my list. Number 6.
Kevin!
Home Alone 1. This movie is a classic. Whole series, which I've only seen the first and the second of. We meet Kevin and his family, the McAllisters, in that beautiful home in suburbia, America, and we fall in love, essentially. I think that what I really love about Home Alone is just like this film is all about like a mother's love, and she'll do anything to get back to her son, and it's just so heartwarming and so special. And Macaulay Culkin is so great in this role. It's just such a good movie. And I love the shenanigans. It was one of my favorites when I was a kid, and I actually still enjoy it now. Number 5. This Christmas. I love a song. I love a good song. I love some good drama. I love the holidays, and I feel like this movie has all of those things. I recently watched this movie in like one of my vlogs, and I hadn't seen it in a minute, but I saw it and it reminded me of like when Chris Brown was just starting out and wasn't problematic. And also it's an all-star cast. Like, who doesn't love Loretta Devine? Who doesn't love Regina King? Like, so many great people in this movie. Funny, there's adult jokes in there that I'm like getting now as an adult. And the drama is real. I love seeing the blackness of it. It's beautiful family home. Like, I really love the story that's in this film. And that it's like the reality is most of our families are dysfunctional and has some drama between them, and I love that this story captures it in a real and a heartwarming way. That's just really nice and cute. Number 4.
Kevin?
Home Alone 2. If you notice, yes, Home Alone 2 is a little bit closer to number 1 than Home Alone 1 is. And that's because it's filmed in New York City. Like, I'm personally, like, when it comes to series, I normally love the first, like, original movie, and I love it. But Home Alone, I feel like, is one of the, like, holiday series that the second one, I feel like, is better than the first one. So Home Alone 2, Lost in New York City. Kevin is back, lost again, gets left by the family again. And we see that he ends up going to, first off, I don't think anyone has ever been able to answer. We may never know, but it's like, how does a family of like 12 all get trips to Paris? Like, what? I like to be a part of the McAllister family, but like the one that doesn't get left behind. Yeah, I really love Home Alone 2. It's a fun adventure. I love how they pick up from the first film, and like I feel like everyone who's in the first film is in this film, and I think that changes in like the subsequent movies. But I love Home Alone 2, and I love New York City and how it captures all of these like iconic buildings in New York. Such a great movie. Number 3. The Santa Claus. What I love the most about the Santa Claus is that Scott Calvin, I love that the father, it's like about this guy who's like a bit of a jerk, and he's like a divorced dad who is like co-parenting with his ex-wife and her like fiance or husband, I don't remember. And I just really love that part, that it's like perspective of a father who becomes Santa Claus. I think that's so different, and I think it's so interesting. We see this blended family dynamic. Little Charlie is so cute with the squeaky voice and everything. And I think it's also really interesting to see in this movie is like Charlie's talking about like Christmas not being real, and you know, there's sort of that question of things. And for me, the Santa Claus, like I said, different from like Home Alone 2 and that Home Alone series, where like I prefer Home Alone 2 over Home Alone 1. The Santa Claus, like the original Santa Claus movie with Tim Allen where Charlie's a baby, that's my favorite of the entire series. I think there's like 3 Santa Claus movies now, but I love that one. I think it's like real world topics being explored there. So cute though. Number 2.
Ooh.
Growing up, Jim Carrey was like, I stand Jim Carrey. I loved all of his films from the 90s. Liar Liar, The Mask, like we know them, we love them. So seeing Jim Carrey as the Grinch, quality, top quality content. I love it. That's number 2. And I mean, you could fight me on it, but I love The Grinch. And I think that movie is so funny. It's so like family friendly. It's so whimsical. Like Dr. Seuss, we all know, is like those books are incredibly like fun and creative. And the characters are so fun and so great. Whenever I'm in the mood to watch a Christmas movie, I will probably gravitate toward The Grinch first because it's so like obviously Christmas. It's so good. Like, who doesn't love The Grinch? I love the grumpiness of the Grinch. So this really funny tweet the other day that was like, oh, remember, the Grinch didn't hate Christmas. The Grinch hated people. And I was like, ooh, I resonate with that. Like, I feel that. So I love the Grinch. Now moving on to number 1.
I believe in miracles. Some miracles.
If you have never seen The Preacher's Wife and thought Denzel Washington and Whitney Houston would be the most perfect couple, then we can't be friends. Like, number 1 for me, the best holiday movie is The Preacher's Wife because the music. I grew up in the church, and even though I'm not like I'm not very religious or anything like that, but one thing I loved about church was always the music. The choirs were great, and they always like, you know, got you out of your seat. It's like you really felt the music. So The Preacher's Wife, I think, encapsulates like takes a little like reminds me a little bit of like my childhood, like going to church, and but also it's not too much religion. It's just like such a great like combination and like merging of like, you know, the music, both like a little bit of gospel and like some secular music, and it's sung by Whitney Houston. And I feel like that's all you really need to know. It's so good. It's wholesome. It's funny. Denzel Washington's great. Courtney B. Vance is great. Like, there's icons in these movies. I feel like, honestly, you could watch this movie whenever. Like, you don't need to watch it for the holidays or anything like that. And none of these movies you don't need to watch for during the holiday season. But I feel like The Preacher's Wife is just one that's like year-round classic. It can be watched whenever. So those are all of my top 10 best holiday movies. Let me know in the comments below what movies are in your top 10. See if I need to watch anything, brush up on anything. And I'll see you next time. Thanks so much for watching. Bye.